Hello, Internet. Hello, class. I'm Jackie Fox, and for those of you who are watching this semi-live, I will be able to answer your questions in the comments about Transcendence and that whole system, but for right now, I am on as fresh an account as I could possibly be on, pretty much, and still be able to do some of this stuff. I mean, we're kind of splitting hairs about how old this account is, but we have a Sephiroth and we have our first 120 unit. So, let's take him and transcend him. Oh, right. I haven't actually been back to the home screen, and it wants to show me a tutorial first. So, let's actually check out the tutorial. The tutorial isn't terrible. I mean, while we're here. Oh, I actually have to click on that. Okay, sure. Okay. Kind of weird that it showed me to this on not the 120 unit, even after waiting for me to get a 120 unit to tell me about it. And this is a fair point. Okay. So, we are going to reincarnate an MR character. Generally speaking, this is going to be less expensive all around, with the exception of antlers, although these are easier to antlers to get, and as you see, after doing Mont's challenge board, I have 2 of them, as well as a ton of all of this stuff. So let's unlock his reincarnation. This is going to take 60. For UR units, it's going to take 120. You can also use universal stuff. I definitely don't recommend it for him, but maybe for limited units. And this is also a way of generating what are effectively limited mind spheres outside of limited events. So now we do have a way in addition to barracks. So I would think of these as specifically limited universal type mind spheres, and I wouldn't use them really for anything else. So we've got our Transcendence unlocked. That is going to give us the basic upgrade on our ability and kind of the basic level of these. If you think about it like a skill, if you think about these 3 like a skill, we're at skill level 1. So they're still kind of weak. At this point, our level up system has changed entirely into Transcendence. So, what I like to do... So the goal here will be to get more JP for this guy right away. It takes about 14,000 to do a full cycle if you have to. So I'm going to do at least 2 runs to support that. Alright, let's do that. So yeah, I'd been saving like 200 and 250 JP on my UR units. The JP to get to go from 121 to 140 is, it looks like it's the same across rarity. So 14,000. But it looks like with that amount, man, it's like 16 reincarnations. Okay. Wow. Okay, so if it takes us 80 reincarnations to get full stats, that is going to mean that the reincarnation process will ultimately take about 1,000,000 JP. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because I think everybody who is worried about this system is getting way ahead of themselves. Yes, there are extra scrolls on a paid banner. The worst part of that paid banner, I would say, gets about 15 reincarnations for 4K viz. But then we could also, for free or for free viz ourselves, probably get about 5 or 6 in for free. So that, you know, there's a fast lane, but even the whaliest of whales in their first month probably isn't going to be able to. Like, there's just no way that they could do more than maybe 16 or 20 on a single character, and we're not even talking about whole teams. So, you know, if you're just 140ing characters, if you're not really reincarnating them a lot, that's okay. Just get them to 140, that'll be fine. Because at least then you're basically getting a Master Ability 3 and a stat boost. And we'll see how the stat works here in a second, but I do have to do one more JP run just to be sure I have enough. But I think I'll do 2 just to be sure, so that I can do a couple of these if I want to. And I'm not sure, I may have gotten some scrolls off of Mont's challenge board, but I didn't look too hard at it. I just noticed the MR antler, really. Ooh. I thought of a good overlap here, and this is a pretty new account, so I'm pretty sure that they don't have it set up. I was just thinking about how long it's taken for supports to make their decisions since they rolled out the recommended abilities UI upgrade, and then I realized, wait, I don't have recommended abilities on. And I mean, I find it useful, especially when I'm doing manual, because I'm I try to be, like, conscientious of wasting other people's time in manual, because I always hate to like, be against that manual stall team that takes their time making every single one of their decisions. But it affects you whether you have recommended abilities on or off, so you might as well have it on. Especially while you're getting to know a character's kit. This is going to give you... And the recommendation can change based on, you know, where you are, so try moving around first. But just remember, if you're going to use an ability, like a buff or something, and you want to move afterwards, or you want to adjust, you want to move back to your initial spot. Otherwise, it's going to count that as your movement as well. But that's how you turn that on. Let's see, I'm going to leave ability effects on for streaming purposes. And then there's stuff for all this. This is handy during raids. This is also pretty handy, but has largely been replaced, and a lot of this has been replaced by the background repeat system. So, boom. Actually, if I pull it off auto, I can show you what I mean, but most of you probably know. See, now it actually shows the text box, but, like, it's trying to figure it out, too. You know, like, regardless of if it shows you that, it's trying to figure it out for the AI as well. No, oh, Grand Explosion, yeah, see? Pretty good suggestion. And also, absolutely what the AI would use. So it's not always going to be like the smartest thing, and again, it is very conditional on like where you're standing when you decide to use it, and you can adjust it that way, but it is ultimately what the AI would pick in that situation, so you can kind of learn your kit like that. The AI isn't bad, but it isn't the smartest thing in the world. They're not taking over yet, but it is pretty good if you tune it. A lot of people blame units for having bad AI, and, well, basically outside of Aerith, it's more that you didn't tune it well than the unit actually has quote-unquote bad AI. But there are some units that have much more challenging AI for sure. So, now we definitely have enough JP to do a couple of runs with this guy. Right. I almost want to throw this guy in the barracks just because of how good the UI has become for fixing bravery and faith. But, okay. So the gist of this is you're going to go between levels, EX levels 1 to 20, by leveling up using these items. This is ultimately going to take these enhancements up to their maximum, a la maybe like the differences between a +2 piece of equipment and a +6-ish. But really what you're going for in the long haul, in addition to like some random stats that you're going to get across this board, you're going to get 3 stars. So, those 3 stars are all that you're really going to be able to take with you into your following reincarnation. But hitting this button is going to stop the leveling process as soon as I get 3 stars. And that's a pretty good spread. We can see that we're most of the way to the top. He's going to end up getting 30 missile resistance, I think 10 elemental resistance up, and that's going to be fully maxed. Now, if I did want to stop here, it would be very easy to go in here, turn this off, and get that last level. And I probably shouldn't have done that, but the resources here are pretty close to free, considering that we're talking about Prince Mont. So let's reincarnate him at least once more, because this is just a really good MR to have, and MRs have their own currency, and like, this is a brand new account. There isn't a fast lane for any other MR like this, so this is definitely by far the first MR most accounts are new accounts are going to get into this system. So what I'm saying is, by the time this guy gets another MR, we'll have more Visagenic Antlers and definitely more scrolls. So I can probably afford to blow most of them. And we got our stars early. We're getting a little bit more in line with critical evasion. I'd love to get more HP, really. But that kind of worked early, so let's do just one more. And then I'll take him all the way up to 140. And you can see what those max stats are like after kind of like 3 rolls. And then max. Because as you see, we do lose a bit of stats, but we are starting to keep more and more of these. Also, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the size of the bar. It doesn't really correlate. It correlates with like the percentage of this done. So if we look at a stat like evasion here, which has a total of 6, if this got like 1 evasion, it would be out to here. It would look ridiculous. But at the same time, I've got 23 HP on this, and that is the tiniest bar on the screen. So it's kind of a percentage of how much you could have maximum, and some of those maxes get pretty big. Being a tank, he gets a lot of HP through the reincarnation system. Okay, we're up to 16. We got some HP, we got some accuracy. Unfortunately, we got some magic as well. And again, you know, thinking about it, I really don't think this account is going to have another one of these. We do have another Visagenic Antler. I think we'll be able to buy these soon, so I'm just going to do the final reincarnation, kind of go all in on my tank actually being really good for any account, not just for this account. Got more HP, that is great. More accuracy. Oh well. We got to get the magic, we kind of have to get the magic out of the way at some point, I guess. So, now that we are... I need more JP again. Okay. But now that we're kind of at our resting point, we're going to roll for those last 3 stars. Actually, I'm not even going to roll for him. I'm just going to take him all the way to 140. He will definitely get the stars by that point. But I'm going to take him there anyways. We could roll it the other way just to see. Actually, just for science. We could do that. I believe. Because I've been getting a range. I think the earliest that I've seen is maybe 12 or 13. I've seen 20 and 19 once each. That seems to be the extreme ends of either side. But yeah, I think you're more likely to see like 15, 16, 14 that you're getting your 3rd star. And if you're trying to save, I forget what the awakening materials were. Well, I mean, JP is one of them. Arguably, that is why I shouldn't have gone to EX20 that last time, because I probably wasted the JP that I needed here, but I need more anyways. But other than that, I think it's just like gold cubes. We'll see. But depending on what you have stocked up, it's not terribly expensive. The thing that's really going to be a hassle, even the antlers don't seem to be bad, because we have 2 MR and 2 UR. So theoretically, your accounts could have 4 140 units for free, on free accounts, if you have the 120s built up already and you have kind of the specific 120s that are getting their URs right now, you know, but you know, you could. The hard part is going to be getting many reincarnations. And again, that's hard for all of us. That is hard for people who spend on this game, that is hard for people who just started playing this game, and that is hard for people who wail at this game. It's just going to be hard for everyone. Will it deepen a previously existing class divide? Probably, but oh well. Okay. This team still needs some affinity and resonance. That's probably what I'm going to do to finish this off after I'm done recording. But for right now, let's get this guy up to 140. Okay, so we're going to go back in here. Okay, so it's the statues, the elemental statues. And he got that one really early. Oh my gravy. That's great. And then about halfway through, at the 10 point, they switch over to rainbow cubes. So you need a little bit of each. And as you can... Oh. Well, I guess... Oh, yeah. 3. Well, that's 36. Why does this boy need 36 magic? Can I get some more accuracy? Okay. But that, never fear, that is not his full stats. He is only at level 130. Okay. That's a good little chunk of it. I mean, for reincarnation 3 times on like the on a rank 83 account that started last week, I think we're doing pretty good here, folks. So if you can figure that out, you can figure it all out. So, Jackie Fox out. See you in the next one.